17 or 18. He sounds exactly like Jamie from JRE. Like, and I didn't even realize it until somebody Jimbo came up to me, and he was like, "You know who he sounds like?" And I was like, "Who?" And he was like, "Jamie from Joe Rogan's podcast." And I was like,
Powerful Jamie. Young Jamie. Dude, he's got so many, like...
names. Yeah.
J-Mo. Like Mark Norman calls him J-Mo.
That's a cool name.
Dude, we got Carter in the studio today.
What up, baby?
From how would you say that? From within?
From. Yeah, that's... It's very annoying when people, like, when I type stuff out, I have to think about it. It's like from within. It just sounds stupid.
Well, when it's typed out, I guess it does still.
It doesn't really make sense. So I mean, I don't know.
Has that ever been discussed? Like,
no.
Were y'all ever like, maybe we should drop this from? Because we're already from there.
Yeah. No, I just have to word stuff.
It looks really good though. Like on an image or like anywhere like your sticker, like it looks sick.
Yeah.
From within.
Yeah. How do you even have a record label? How does that happen? Like
what's going on?
Yeah. Like,
I don't know. So, trying to think of how it started. So I moved to Nashville for a little bit. This was in like 2018. And I mean, I've been involved in music since I was like 15. I found like hardcore music and metal and stuff like that. But it's just always something I wanted to do. Like, I like to give back because it sounds weird to people like who aren't into music like that. It's like very hard to understand, but like it's given me a lot. It's given me like all my best friends. Like the hardcore and all that is probably bigger in my life than jiu-jitsu. Like I'd say they're like neck and neck, but it's probably bigger. Like consumes my life a little bit more. Like that's pretty much all I do. Like besides school and work and jiu-jitsu and stuff. But like I do zines, I do the label. I'm in a bunch of bands, but I just wanted to give back in some way else. So I was like, I should do a record label.
Yeah.
And then the first release was this band called Burning Strong that's from here, from Pensacola. Those have been my friends, like my best friends growing up. Robert Goodspeed, if you saw him, you'd definitely recognize him. He's been going to shows.
I know that name.
Yeah, if you saw him, you'd recognize him. He's been going to shows forever. That's he was at my wedding party. That's one of my best friends.
Is he got darker skin?
Yeah, he's Filipino.
Okay. I think I know
he
is.
Yeah. He basically just took me under his wing when I was like 16 years old, and he's just been one of my best friends ever since. So,
word.
Yeah, I don't know. I was in Nashville. That was the first time I wasn't around like my family or friends for the first time in my life. So I just needed something, and that was like 2018. So been doing it since then.
What exactly does having a record label consist of? So are you like signing talent and if you are, like, what does owning a record label consist of? Like, do you book tours? Like, do you book shows? Like, what all is
encompasses?
Yeah. So, like I said, it might be like hard for people to grasp the concept of. I don't know, but it's like hardcore music is like very DIY, like hardcore punk. Like, if people know hardcore, it's like just punk music. Like, but there's a lot of like more metallic bands and stuff like that. Yeah. I don't know. It's very DIY, so I don't like sign bands. Like, there's no contracts. Like, there's a band I like, be like, hey, I'll put out like a tape for you. I've done like 5 like actual records at this point. It definitely started out at tapes because tapes are like very cheap and easy. Like, you don't really,
and they're very hardcore-esque.
Yeah. I mean, that's
it's
just
very
like,
part of the scene. Yeah.
They're so it's classic. Dude. I mean, cassette tapes like in hardcore music, like they're still pretty prominent. I mean, I have like a big ass shelf like with hundreds of them, and I don't know, it's like with vinyl and tapes in general, like you don't really listen to them. It's just like you just collect it.
Yeah.
But it's still cool. Like the way I describe it is like cassettes are like trading cards for bands. Yeah, that sounds kind of weird, but
no, I totally get
it. That's literally what it is. I mean, the art is sick. You can get different colored tapes. Like it just looks cool. Something cool to have.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like, based on what pressing or whatever release it was, they'll do like different art on the inside or different color tapes and shit like that, which is so sick.
Yeah, you have like alternate covers and all kind of shit like that. So you can just do a lot with them. Like I said, it's cheap and they look cool. So you can't, and you're supporting a band like with physical format, which is really cool. That's why I do like zines and shit too. So like,
are your zines like full size regular? Yeah, or are they like the old paper? I know like back in the day, people used to do paper zines, so it'd be like smaller pamphlets, but it would be like
a square
shows.
thing?
Yeah, so all
it's
the
kind
ones
of like your daily bread, like when you get from like churches and stuff. They're the little mini pocket ones. It's like that. What I'm talking about.
No, I do full size, so it's a piece of 11 by 17 paper folded and stapled. So when it looks like a piece of like regular like letter paper, 8.5 times 11.
Yeah.
So it just looks like a big like book basically.
Word.
Yeah.
That's dope, dude. I love that you're so in love with every aspect of it. It's not just like I just like the way it sounds or I just like this. It's like you fully fell in love with all of it.
Yeah, and like I said, like I want to express how hard it is for people to grasp this because, like, I assume most people, they definitely, like, some people might know what it is, but a lot of people are like, what the fuck is this dude talking about?
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. Like, it's pretty similar to jiu-jitsu, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I think that's why I love jiu-jitsu so much. It's because it's like, jiu-jitsu is big, hardcore is big, but in the grand scheme of things, it's an underground thing.
Yeah.
Like, jiu-jitsu is getting bigger than ever, for sure. But, like, with jiu-jitsu and hardcore, like, we could go... like anywhere. We could go to India and we would have a place to sleep. Like some gym.
Exactly.
Someone would be like, hey.
I hate to say brotherhood because like it's also girls and guys is everyone, but it's like a bond. Like
it's a very tight knit community.
If you meet somebody that does jiu-jitsu like in the real world, you're like,
wait, what?
You fucking do jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, it's the same exact thing. Like this like great example. I have friends who live in Scotland because I put their band out. They came and toured the US in January, and I went on tour with them for a week.
That's
like
sick.
they flew from Scotland to Philly. I met them there, and we went down to Florida, and then I went back home, and they went back up to New York, and then left. Stuff like that. I mean, like I said, it's the same thing as like jiu-jitsu. Like if, like I said, you go anywhere in the world, it doesn't matter where. There's probably someone that does jiu-jitsu in a city, even small ones at this point.
Sure.
Yeah,
and they're probably pretty like welcoming people, you know what I mean? Just because you do jiu-jitsu, like you don't know anything about them. Like if I see if I go to the mall and I see some like kid in a hardcore shirt or like a band shirt or something like that, it's like you don't know them, but there's already like some connection.
Yeah.
Like even if it's on a small scale, you could walk up to him and be like, "Yo, your shirt's cool."
Yeah, and then you can get to talking.
Yeah.
Dude, I was doing a jiu-jitsu event in Jacksonville, and my dad lives in Keystone Heights, which is a super small, like, one-stop sign, like, little town.
Mm-hmm.
They now have a light, but there was a guy there wearing a shirt, and it said, I think it was, like, Gracie something, and then beneath it said Keystone Heights, Florida, and I was like, bro, we were just there. I didn't see any jiu-jitsu. And I talked to him about it, and he's like, yeah, he is legitimately in Keystone Heights. He just must have been on, like, a different road. Because they only have, like, 2 or 3 roads.
Yeah.
And it crosses. And then, like, maybe there's a road off of one road. That's, like, their main roads. And he, like, I told my dad about it, and he knew it. I'm like, dude, that is crazy, like, how small of a town that is. Yeah. And there's a Gracie school there.
Yeah.
That's weird. Crazy. That'd be, like, a Gracie school just for Olive Road. That's like Keystone Heights is as small as Olive Road is.
Yeah.
And probably not as many people.
I was about to say, there's not as many people there as there's Olive Road now.
I mean, there's a house like every fucking yard, if that makes sense here. But there's like, you'll go like
miles,
acres till there's another house.
Yeah.
Because it's just all fucking wide open spaces. But I thought that was wild.
Yeah.
Keystone Heights has that's insane. Man, that's crazy. Like,
jiu-jitsu's getting big, bro.
Dude, and I'm glad you said that again. Like even in the rise of like knowing the sport of like MMA, for example, that is a fast growing sport. Like in comparison, jiu-jitsu isn't growing at all in comparison, right?
Yeah.
Like the amount of but to us, since we're in it, it feels like it's growing that much.
Yeah.
But you still can walk up to somebody and they can ask you what you do, and you say jiu-jitsu, and they're like, "Oh, like karate."
Karate, for sure. Yeah.
I don't know why karate is the number one thing.
Or UFC.
Or you do UFC, dude?
Yeah, I mean, the main thing is that the UFC is a spectator sport, and jiu-jitsu is the thing about it. The only people who are watching jiu-jitsu tournaments and like EBI and stuff are people who do jiu-jitsu. Like it's like a practitioner sport. Yeah. And
it's not like that with the UFC.
No, I mean, there's people like we were talking about. I went to the UFC event. It's like the most bro, like douchebag people of all time who are like, "Oh yeah, I know how to do a rear naked choke."
Yeah.
You know, just stuff like
He's
that.
like,
those kind of guys.
Yeah.
Let me show you my technique.
Yeah.
Dude,
You
like,
just squeeze hard.
that's all it was.
Like,
and
all
I
right.
was like, I knew that's what the clientele was.
Yeah.
But when you're actually there and it's like,
It's dudes like
in your
face.
hunting beers.
yeah,
and
it's like
but,
10,000 of those people. You're just like, oh my God. Like, that's what this is.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like the
100%.
Just Bleed meme where the guy's like painted up and he's like from one of the early UFCs and he's like, Just Bleed. And he's written all
Oh
up.
yeah.
Yeah, that one blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what's
I would have
cool,
thought it would have been a little more diverse, like a little more educated. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We
but
were in Jacksonville, Florida.
yeah,
too.
no offense. Yeah.
Dude, there were actually people commenting. They were like, just online, they were like, this is the worst UFC crowd of all time.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently it was like, I was like, I guess this is normal. Like, the just nonsensical chants that would happen every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just
Dude,
like,
during the Holmes fight, I definitely heard chants.
oh, it was let's go Brandon or fuck Joe Biden. I'm not kidding. Every 5 minutes for 8 hours.
Wow.
Just like nonstop. And it was just like, all right, I guess.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
It's like welcome to Florida.
Yeah,
bro.
well, very much, very
Yeah.
much, very
Here
much
you go.
welcome to Florida.
Here's
so.
the dick of the United States.
Dude, what other state is producing like we are?
By
We got Florida,
Texas
man.
and
We got
Florida.
bath salts. We got Let's Go Brandon.
Crocodile
We got
over here now.
NASCAR. We got what?
Crocodile, dude. We don't fuck around in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, it's like who's producing on the level we are. We're steady putting
We are
out every
top of
year.
the game,
Every
dude.
year we have something new. Name the last thing Nebraska did.
No, I mean, Florida's an insane place.
They named their state Nebraska was the last thing they did, and then they just have been
That
existing.
was
since.
it. Yeah,
That was
that's
it.
all they did. They didn't put a hill over there or nothing.
Nothing.
Literally nothing.
Flat spaces, and they were like, "This sounds like a Nebraska type place." That's it. And then they fell in love with the color red. Like, how many states like red? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
It's weird.
That's about it, man. That's all they done.
How many bands are you currently in?
4.
Goodness
How do you
gracious.
juggle your time between
Yeah.
record label owner, like bandmate, jiu-jitsu, married?
Mhm.
How do you juggle all this? Like,
I mean, life sucks most of the time. I don't- I'm still in school full time. Graduate.
and you have a job.
bro.
Yeah, I graduate in the fall. I just got like my first like big boy job, so things will change a little bit. Like the way like my priorities go is like obviously like my school, my wife, work. That's like common, you know.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. And then after that, I make sure I go to jiu-jitsu 4 times a week, 3 at the very least. That's like if like 3 I try to do no matter what.
Yeah.
Like if I don't, that's like I'm out of town or something else. But I try to do 4. You know. I don't know. You just people say it all the time, but it's true. Like if you want to do something, you'll make the time for it.
Yeah.
See,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
like, I guess my question is not more so like how do you do it, but how do the people in your life deal with you not being able to give them more time per thing? Like your wife or like your bandmates, like, yo, we got to practice. Yeah, well, I got to practice with someone else, or like
Yeah,
how
so-
do you and the zine and like you got all these other things, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is a lot, and I do too much for sure. I'm not one of those people. It's like, oh, I gotta be like, I'm not trying to make it out like I'm one of those like moving a million miles an
Hustle
hour.
hard or
No,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
that at all.
Sleep
but,
when I'm
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not one of
If
those
I'm not
people.
up, I'm
at
not
all,
making
but-
money.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes I'll just be like sitting in the house and I'm just like, fuck, I could be doing anything right now. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I think that just happens. But so it's a weird way to explain it, but a lot of my like close friends live in Philadelphia. So 2 of the bands I am in I'm the only member who doesn't live there.
Wow.
So we'll play like the band Payback. We'll play like once every 3 to 4 months, just when it makes sense.
Yeah.
I play drums in another band called Off the Tracks. They'll just fill in without me if they need it. Like I played with them last month in Philly, and like I said, that's like you have friends all over the place because of this.
Yeah.
And that would be a whole episode in itself talking about the connection there. But basically, one of my best friends, Bob, he lived in Pensacola for a while. He's from Philly. Introduced us to all of his friends. We've been like friends ever since. I play music. Like Payback is just all those guys I met through him, and they're some of my best friends now. Like they
Yeah.
came to my wedding and stuff like that. So like I said, it's kind of hard for people to probably grasp their heads around. It's like, what do you mean? Like you fly to play shows? It's like, Yeah, when I can.
Yeah.
It happens kind of infrequently because I do like have school and I'm about to have a full-time job, so it'll slow down a little bit, which is depressing, but that's just part of life, That's part of growing up, so it sucks. But, I'll do what I can.
Doesn't he remind you a little bit of Travis?
Yeah, I can definitely get that for sure.
Yeah.
Who's Travis?
Travis Higginbotham.
Yeah, he's like our behind the scenes audio
IT
engineer.
guy.
Like
Yeah.
he helped us get it off the ground as far as like the technical aspects.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I didn't know anything about computers
Also-
or audio interfaces or mics or cords.
Also, like, the best dude ever.
Yeah.
He's like, he's the
he was
shit.
in a band called Nothing Till Blood, and
Okay.
Yeah.
like he now mix and masters and like audio engineers for like a church and bands on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he toured for a while with Gideon. Like I think their lead guitarist was out for like a few tours or something, and
filled in?
yeah.
Okay. That's
So like but you have the same demeanor, like same like I don't know, you seem like silently intelligent but like chill.
Yeah.
You're not like
Yeah.
overcompensating.
Pressing,
I'm so
yeah.
much smarter than everyone, you know?
Oh, I'm definitely
Pressing it
not.
on
Definitely
Yeah.
not.
But it's like he's always like he's not content with just knowing what he knows. He's like, I want to learn more about like what I'm involved in. You
Yeah,
know?
definitely.
So there's two bands that are not here, and then there are two bands that you play with that are in Pensacola, or
Yeah, so
Payback and Off the Tracks are
in Philly,
Philly.
and then I play drums in another band called Beskar, and I sing for a band called Statement of Pride. And it's literally the same people, both bands. We just switch around. Like I play drums, and then the guitar player of Beskar jumps to drums, and then the bass player of Beskar jumps to guitar and Statement. And that's a little easier because I mean they live here. They live down the road from me. The guy who plays in both those bands is still in high school, so we have to like kind of juggle that because he can't. His parents are really cool. Like his dad's like an old like punk dude and stuff like that, so he like gets it, thankfully. But we can't like go do like a weekend tour like all the time because he has to be in school,
yeah,
But
we find out he's in middle school. He's just like that talented, and
yeah,
you're like,
you're just ripping it.
I can't-
he is like a musical prodigy.
really?
Oh, dude, he's been playing guitar since he was probably 12. He's 18 now, just turned 18.
Wow.
And he just started playing drums like a year and a half ago, and he's definitely already better than me. And I've been playing like probably pretty like probably like 5 or so years. Dude, I mean, you know what it is when you're in high school. Like he doesn't do anything. Like he's also the most mature person I think I've ever met. Like it's like chilling with a 30-year-old man.
Wow.
He goes to work. He never slacks off, and
well-
when he doesn't, he just is playing music and getting better.
That's fucking
So
tight,
yeah,
dude.
we're very
That's
like
so
we're
cool.
honestly extremely lucky to have found him. Like I sang in another band called Cradle to Grave, and me and Robert saw this kid from here uploading like cover videos of him doing drums and guitar, and we're like, who the hell is this kid? Because like we hadn't seen like young people really coming around in a while. Like
Yeah.
so we were like, hey, do you want to play in our band? And he was like, yeah, and
He's
didn't-
probably like weird.
oh, definitely so. But we kind of knew his dad, like I said, because his dad like went to the same
old
shows
punk
we
dude.
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he showed up to the first practice, and his dad dropped him off or whatever. We didn't know how old he was. He was like, "Oh yeah, do you know when we done? My dad has to pick me up." And we were just like, "Do you not have a license?" He was like, "Oh, I'm 15." And we were like, "Oh,
Wow.
all
You're
right."
like, are we allowed to cuss around you?
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah, it was definitely weird at first. I mean, he's 18 now,
Yeah.
we goof off with him. But he came to the first practice. He knew all the songs without ever us playing with him. Like he learned them all by ear, and he just played them. So
That's like going to a
insane,
seminar, watching, and like not really having to practice.
and then you teach it the
just-
next day.
yeah.
yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, it's very like I said, that kid he is like a musical prodigy, straight up.
Wow.
So he's a beast.
So within being a band member, like what is your favorite position in the band? Because you do vocals, you drum.
Definitely singing because you don't have to worry about it as much. Like if I fuck
Really?
up, it doesn't really matter. You know, I mean, I can just jump around or like jump off the stage or do something. Like if I fuck up on the drums, the whole
You're
song
just
will
like-
stop. Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, we can hear you tapping it. And you're like,
basically, yeah. But drumming, if I had to pick, I would only sing probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I don't know, drumming's just more stressful.
And you started out singing? Like, that's kind of how you got into it?
No, I started out just playing drums. Like, no one taught me. I just kind of beat around on them until it made, sense or whatnot. Like 5 years ago, I would say.
So what made the turn to vocals? Like, was somebody like, hey, that guy's not showing up today?
No, I mean, Robert, he was like, hey, do you want to sing in a band? I'll write the music for it. And I was like, yeah, sure. So,
Word.
yeah.
Damn.
That's dope. So after a show, is your, like, vocals wrecked?
No, so, well, it depends. Like, we just did, the band I sing for, Statement of Pride, we did like a 4-day tour. And by that 4th day, yeah, it was pretty, because, I hadn't done that. I haven't done a tour singing in, like, since 2017.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
Can you imagine people doing, like, world tours back to back to back?
Bro.
And I'm not talking, like, Jack Harlow, where he's just, like,
Fucking
talking about an A,
Yeah.
M. Not like that. I'm talking, like, Metallica
Singers.
or, like, fucking
Yeah.
Michael Jackson. Somebody that's
like
legitimately
Motley Crue.
belting out,
Yeah.
like...
Well, see, those guys are smart and do vocal ones. I don't do none of that shit. You just,
yeah, you're
I
just like...
You just get in
all
there and
right,
run with it.
Pensacola! Yeah, I just go out there and I just yell from my head. I don't do no diaphragm stuff. It's
Yeah.
pretty...
Me.
Yeah, none of that, which I probably should do that, not even to sound better, but just for my own voice.
Yeah.
But I do it so infrequently, like, it's not like we're playing, like, every weekend, like, I'll probably play, like, singing, like, a show or two a month, so.
Yeah.
Do you ever get nervous going on stage for any position you're in? Like drums or vocals?
Oh, drumming, definitely. Vocals, no. Vocals, I'm just like, I'm about to have a lot of fun.
Word?
But, like, drumming, definitely. Not like I'm, like, shaking up there. But sometimes, like, if we're playing, like, I remember we played this place called The Church in Philly, that band Payback, and I was just setting up the stuff, and I looked down, and there was, like, 600 people there in this, like, medium-sized room, so it was shoulder to shoulder, and I was just like, dude, this is
You're
fucking
like,
insane.
You guys are here to see me.
Yeah.
That's cool.
How was the first show after the whole COVID shutdown thing?
Dude,
How was that?
Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And was it a house show?
It was at this place called Dixieland, which
isn't that in Foley or something?
no, it's here. I don't think we haven't had a show there in a while. I don't even know if it exists anymore. But it basically was like this thrift store, and this woman had an outdoor patio area.
Dude.
And she was like, you can just do shows here.
That's
and
awesome.
The old band I sang for, Cradle to Grave, played, and it was like amazing. There was like 50 high school there's no lie, which is like, we hadn't seen that many young kids in forever. We don't know how they found the music. I don't know if they were on fucking TikTok or doing something, but they were all into it, and I was like, this is insane.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude.
What is the dumbest shit you've ever said on stage? Like, not meaning to, you were just like, you guys are attractive bunch.
Dude,
Or like,
so I don't know. Like,
have you
I'll
ever
have
said the
stuff-
wrong city?
no.
Has that ever been a fear?
I don't even thank the city, bro.
Oh, dude.
I think the
That ain't
scene,
me.
dude.
That
I
ain't me,
appreciate
bro.
you guys.
Sometimes, like, I don't know.
even
If
thank
there's
the city,
like
bro.
That was such a gangster thing to say. I was
That
like,
was
oh, I've literally
shit,
never
dude.
thanked. I don't think I've ever thanked a city ever. I don't ever.
you're like,
that
you're
didn't cross
welcome. You're welcome. You got to see me.
But sometimes I want to say like something like, not like emotional is the wrong word, but like just
Something
say
you're feeling.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
just like ramble on my words, and I just look like a dumbass. And then like this guy Rain, who plays guitar in a couple of bands I'm in, he'll just be like, dude, what the fuck are you saying? Like, we're starting the next song. I'll be like, that's fair.
Yeah, you're like,
You
yeah,
right.
no.
You right.
I was waiting for
Yeah.
you guys to do that. So
You should have cut me off way earlier.
Yeah.
Did I start talking about gas?
Yeah, I'm not a big talker, I would say, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't say too much.
And within like the record label and everything, what led you to want to do a podcast? Because that's recent, right?
Yeah, we've only been doing that for like 2 months or so. It was the same thing. Like I said, my life kind of revolves around music. And two of my best friends, Jake Abbott and Dylan Wazeski, I was just like, do you guys want to do a podcast where we just like talk about hardcore, like new releases, shows we've been to, and then we just bring people on, like similar to y'all do, we just interview people like in bands and stuff like that. And they were like, yeah. And that's pretty easy because we only do it every other Sunday. So it's like, it's not this big stressful thing. It's like, holy shit, I got to do all this schoolwork, and I have to do this.
Yeah.
Like, so really we record like our segment beforehand where we're like reviewing stuff, and then we just add in the interview people later. and then just edit it together, and it's very like simple.
Yeah, I remember when you first dropped the first episode, I was waiting for a prescription because I was getting my teeth done.
Yeah.
And it dropped while I was waiting, so I listened to the first episode. Mm-hmm. Like, it's so, like, organic. It's like they're friends, you know?
Yeah, and
it's not like like it sounds like two people trying to put on a show or three people trying to put on a show.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's, like, it's gotten pretty, like, it's not big by any means, but the people who do like it love it, and I think it's because we do have good chemistry. Like, I talk to those guys every day. Yeah. It's not like, you know, like you bring someone you don't really know, which I'm sure y'all have maybe had, and you're like, I don't want to say like the vibe just isn't there. But with us, we can just like shoot the shit, like we talk shit on each other, like you know, it's like roast each other. It's just funny, you know what I mean? Yeah. But like I said, when you bring someone you don't really know, you're like, I don't want to say the wrong thing, and then them just look at me like I'm crazy or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You definitely have those situations happen, yeah? Yeah,
for sure. I mean, bound to happen at some point, but...
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know.
Maybe even more than once. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe too many times.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it happens, though.
It is what it is.
Are you ever going to want to have people on that are outside of the hardcore scene? Is there any other musical genres that you guys are interested in? Like, I mean,
we like everything. For that, no, it would only be hardcore. Okay. Like that's the main point. But as far as music, I mean, I listen to like a lot of people like, oh, I listen to everything. But I mean, I don't listen to hardcore like 100% of the time.
I will tell
maybe 75% of the time. But like,
what are the other ones? Like your 25% of the times.
Literally all kind of stuff.
Avril Lavigne.
Big Avril Lavigne goes hard. I mean,
dude, vintage. I haven't listened to new stuff. Dude, okay, look. Talk about being burned twice. Okay, so like MGK has been kicked out of basically the rap industry, right? And now he's in the pop punk industry or more whatever pop. Yeah, whatever that is, right?
Industry.
I say kicked out. It's his choice to make whatever music he makes. But so I work at Target, and I like an inventory return pull is like something that isn't fit for the shelf for whatever reason. So there's an investigation. The quality of a product isn't high enough, or maybe they missed there was like titties in it or cuss words in it. Yeah. Dude, I've pulled children's books that have full bush.
What?
That's
full
insane.
Bush.
That's aggressive.
They're drawings.
That's aggressive.
They're drawings.
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
Yeah, but it's like books that show like little girls about their bodies. But I'm like, hey man, anybody can pick that book up.
Oh,
yeah.
bro.
I mean, this has been a while since I've pulled those books, but like, there's shit on there that I'm like,
why is this here?
Yeah. Now I get to the point. MGK's last album, all of them got pulled, and you can go into the report and look at the reasons they got pulled. And typically it'll be like hazardous materials, or like there's plastic found in water, or it'll be like tainted with like whatever.
You're talking about in the products?
In the product.
Okay.
And these things I'm talking about are typically food, right?
Right.
Yeah. Like what? Like
I was like, I don't know why plastic would matter
be in an
CD. Yeah, like
it's a one-word explanation for the MGK thing, and it's such a roast. I laughed so hard when I read it. It just says quality. I was like, what do you mean? Because I looked at the physical
why
album.
Are we pulling all these off? Quality.
You know. Dude, and so I looked at the albums and I was like, these look perfectly fine physically looking albums. Like nothing goes wrong other than like it's not my vibe, but it looks fine. It's not sharp like it would cut you or break or something.
Yeah.
It's nothing like weird like that. So then I listened to the album and I was like, no, I got you. No, I got exactly what you mean.
I know what you mean now.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I was like, wow, way to roast them, and nobody's seeing this roast.
No, it's just a few people that have to pull them off the shelves, but they're laughing.
Yeah, I should just call another receiver and just be like, you see what they did to MGK?
Dude. Yeah, that's a whole weird thing that happened.
Yeah,
man.
dude.
Like,
I don't know, man.
It's an interesting shift for sure.
Yeah. Is there an industry that you want to make music with ever other than hardcore? Like you personally want to make?
I mean, this sounds weird, but one of my favorite bands is the Goo Goo Dolls. Ooh. I would easily play in a band like that. You trying to do another Iris? Yeah, bro.
That's
a track.
Or Slide? Bro,
that's literally one of the best bands of all time.
Dude, yeah. Better Days? I don't know. I know a few songs.
They're good, bro.
I know like the only 3 songs that are popular.
Yeah.
But still, like Iris is one of the best songs probably of all time.
I mean, yeah.
You don't know
I
what
agree.
song we're talking about, huh?
I'm sure if I heard it,
you
I'd know what it was.
You heard it, you know, everywhere.
Like billion plays type song. Yeah.
It's like, I don't want the world to see me because I don't think that they'd understand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
To see me.
Yeah.
All
right, well.
Know who I
Okay,
am.
so.
Yeah, that one. That's a good one. Yeah. Wasn't that song in
Yep.
Treasure Planet or something?
No, Armageddon. Wasn't it Armageddon?
I never saw
No, that
that.
was Aerosmith's, like, Sleep Next to You song. You know what I'm talking about?
No, that's Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow, right?
Nope.
Picture?
No. Aerosmith.
Yeah, I know. I heard what you said.
Yeah, but you didn't listen. You heard what I said, but you didn't listen, okay?
No, I think I did.
Nope. Did I say Kid Rock or Sheryl Crow?
No, but you said laying next to me, and I was like, that's definitely Picture.
Yeah, but you know, it's like...
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know the lyrics,
Yeah,
dude.
go ahead.
No, I'm going to find these lyrics out, bro. No, it's like the...
Put your picture away.
Nope.
It's that one.
Is
That's Sheryl
any
Crow,
part
isn't
of that about sleeping next to you?
There is a part later
Say
in the
the part
song.
then. Pull it out. You're like that. Did you ever you ever see that, like, American Idol from, like, it's like a third world country, but the dude's trying to sing and he starts his thing off, he goes,
I have not, no.
dude, it's one of the best clips of all time. Because I guess he's buddies with someone on the panel. Because someone on the panel, it just every time he starts to go, they lose it. They like
die.
And it's not supposed to be a funny thing.
Yeah.
Like, you could kind of tell when he walked up, he was nervous, and he's a real pencil thin guy and tall and, like, nerdy, and he's like, it's like whatever they're saying, because it's like I think it's Arabic. I think. Could be wrong, but like he's like and just like everyone starts losing it.
It's like,
even even like the Simon Cowell guy, like the serious,
The guy was
the
laughing.
bad cop,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Everyone lost it.
It's like whenever, like, when your homie in class makes that, like, noise and everybody starts laughing. It's
It
like
was that.
Oh my god, dude.
Hell yeah.
So good.
I have to find the song.
So good.
What song are you talking about?
Laying next to me or something. The Aerosmith one.
It's from a movie. I think it's from Armageddon. No, be slower.
I literally have no earthly idea.
It's like
you don't even know.
I could lay here, right next
if I
to you.
lay here, if I just lay here, would you lie next to me?
That's Snow Patrol,
That's
bro.
Snow Patrol, dog.
What are y'all singing? It's a different song.
If I just lay here, would you lie with me and just forget the world?
Nope.
That one?
Nope.
No, I don't know then. Bro.
Why the fuck?
I thought that was it.
Why is Aerosmith up, but it won't pull up?
Nah, dude.
Be slower.
So when is the last time you guys had a show? While he's doing this shit.
Yeah, I'll come back.
I played Tallahassee like 2 weekends ago.
I don't want to miss a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that?
And I don't want to miss a thing. Well,
Why did
maybe I'll put it in.
Why did we even bring this up?
We were talking
Goo Goo
about
Dolls, bro.
Oh, Goo Goo Dolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then how'd it go to that?
Because I was
Oh,
talking about
Iris.
Treasure
Yeah, you're
Planet.
singing shittily.
Yeah.
But like, so you want to do like a Goo Goo
Shittily.
Dolls thing? Like,
I would.
is there anybody that you've talked to that you feel comfortable trying that out with?
Oh, yeah. All my friends, like, love
Dude,
shit
fucking
like that.
pull it out then,
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
Put from within.
He's like,
but you got some heartfelt bangers.
oh yeah, rippers, dude.
I mean, I've put, like, one not hardcore band out on From Within. It's just hardcore kids. But it's just... It's like a shoegaze band, like, you know, Hum. It's like Hum mixed with this band called Whir. I don't know if y'all have any idea who that
Were
is.
like
I know shoe.
I've seen Were.
Whir, yeah, it's like very like, it's loud as fuck, and it's called shoegaze because they all have crazy guitar pedals. So there's like a bunch of crazy effects going on. That band's called Cairo. They're from here, and they're really, really good.
Is it like more of like just a noise band type thing?
No,
Or-
it's like, I don't know. It's like beautiful music. I don't know how to
Really?
describe it.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
If you heard it, you'd be like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
okay. I
Like,
got
it's not heavy, but the guitar's, like, still distorted. I don't even know how to explain it. For someone who's never listened to that kind of stuff, I wouldn't know how to explain it, but, like, it's an insanely good vibe. Like, imagine you're in a valley and there's, like, a thunderstorm about to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know if that sounds weird, but, like...
Dude, you know
what
what I
you're
think
talking
of when
about.
I hear
can't
that?
remember the band.
It's very
My
gloomy.
homie showed
gloomy,
me.
but in a good way, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Dude, Gloomy's got a good vibe.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you
Yeah.
can chill to it.
Yeah.
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 A lot of people chill to Gloomy. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't pick that up very hard, so that's fine. Dude, I think of Thunder Rolls by Garth Brooks every time it gets like super dark out and you hear that thunder just crackling.
Yeah, bro.
Fucking...
Like the music video.
Yes.
Legendary.
Dude, tell me you didn't want to just tear up when that shit happened.
Yeah, bro. That's
when that first dropped and you saw the music video, or like fucking what's the song when you come home and all the lights are on? Every light in the house is on. Front porch looking like the crack of dawn.
Song, right?
No, this is dude's like Trace Adkins or something.
Yeah, I mean that's a person.
That is a guy.
No, that is.
I'm promising you.
No.
No, dude, like that kind
of
dude. Look. Okay, we had this conversation like a few podcasts ago, but like just because like you know lyrics to something doesn't mean that's like because you want to.
Yeah.
Like when you were a child, you were forced
Nickelback.
You were forced to listen to music that was just around you.
Yeah.
Dude, somebody I was around all the time, I was stuck in a car with, loved Alan Jackson. Mm-hmm. So I got to know like one of the albums. I don't know the name of the album, but if it came on, I could
knew every word.
Front to back the whole album.
Yeah.
Because that's like all they fucking listened to. And secretly made me respect Alan Jackson.
He's a legend, bro.
Yeah, because I'm like, dude, the type of work. Because that album still to this day stands. It's like the very, 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 very light blue album where he's like there with a button-up shirt and he's like kind of leaning.
For sure.
He's got the fucking Tiger King going on.
The epic hair.
Yeah. Dude, you watch documentaries?
Yes and no. I'm not like a documentary head by any means, but like I'm really into the climbing documentaries. Just
so you saw like the 19 Peaks?
Yeah, with the dude who
I didn't get to see that yet.
It's really good.
That's what I heard. And then he was on Rogan, and I guess he talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I really want to watch that. I just saw, I mean, I guess it just came out like a day ago, but White Hot, it's on Netflix. It's about Abercrombie and Fitch and how they're like wildly racist.
Oh, that didn't shock me, bro. Have you seen the guy who runs it?
Yeah, exactly.
Is it like a Bang Energy guy?
No.
Oh, no, it is. Have you seen the Bang Energy main guy?
No, I thought it was a skinny little white dude with glasses.
No.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Bang Energy is like the Mike guy from Abercrombie and Fitch, but he's got black hair instead of blonde hair.
Okay.
Same guy.
Okay, gotcha.
But this guy...
No, I know who he is.
This guy's got a lot of sugar in his tank. Okay?
Wait, the Abercrombie and Fitch guy?
Yeah, I mean, come on. You've seen the bags, right?
No.
It's all nipples and six-packs.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
It could have been called nipples and six-packs. Okay? Dude.
Abdominals and tits. That's Abercrombie and Fitch.
Dude, they go into like some of the scandals that are like behind the scenes. Like this is like a very sub part of the documentary because it's mainly about like
them doing crazy racist shit.
Yeah, like segregating and like firing people for like what they look like, but not. They would say it's like because of their
like work.
No, they would say it's because they're ugly.
What?
Yeah, they wouldn't even try to be like, you don't work hard. They were like, you're just not pretty enough.
Are you serious?
And that is bad, but not even remotely bad of what they got charged with and stuff. Damn. I mean, so what they would do is they'd be charged with something like, and go to trial, but they would beforehand settle out of court with everyone. So they were never fined. Like they were under like court monitoring for like 6 years, and they weren't found guilty of anything.
Because they just pay everyone off. Basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How do they have that much money though?
That's a great
Abercrombie and Fitch.
Abercrombie and Fitch.
Do you know what LFO is?
No.
Bro,
who the fuck wears that now?
That's what I'm saying.
I like girls who wear Abercrombie and Fitch.
Okay,
I take her if I have
this
one.
This is LFO.
This is like 2003. You're talking about.
I mean,
Paris Hilton. You're talking about like fucking everyone at the peak.
I mean, I remember
like it was fucking big at the time, but it wasn't. How is it big now? No one cares about that shit anymore.
Dude, they were like $1 billion company.
Yeah, in 2007 maybe.
Yeah, I think it was a little earlier than that, but yeah. So, what were you saying? How could they afford that?
Yeah,
2022.
Have you ever even
like a little bit of
have you ever even sniffed a Billy?
Who?
Yeah. You're not even close to a Billy, dude. You're not even close to a hundo. Okay, so let's be honest. Okay, you got 2 cars, one barely works. Okay. So like when we start sniffing Billy and Billy's,
cars ain't working, dog. What's up with your whip, huh?
That's why we're talking to your mom.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, so
that's what I thought.
Mommy, let me borrow the whip.
So, let me talk to mom, right? You shut up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, dude, but that's a documentary I suggest because it's just wild to think like
that they made
businesses
$1 billion. Yeah, it's
we're so
crazy.
Blatantly like, dude, yeah, and this is how we are.
That's insane.
They didn't hide behind it. They weren't like. I mean, I guess they hid behind they weren't racist, but they only wanted white people with six packs and chiseled jaws.
That didn't shock me for some reason.
Yeah.
I mean, every single advertisement.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and very
was it Abercrombie and Fitch or was it Hollister that was in the mall?
That's the same company.
They're the same company?
I didn't know that until the documentary.
Was it Hollister or Abercrombie and Fitch that was in the mall, and they always had models out front?
Hollister.
Both.
It was Hollister. They were both in the mall.
In Mobile Mall, Hollister was always like they literally had to do shirtless out front.
That's how Cordova Mall was too.
But Abercrombie and Fitch is like the A brand, and Hollister is like the A minus brand to themselves.
See, no, that's whack because Hollister was always above Abercrombie and Fitch.
I'm with you.
I thought
that's what right.
Everyone
Hollister is always up
Hollister
top.
was big, and like I was in middle school in like from 2006 2008.
Hey, I hate to say this. It's probably because we're poor people. Oh no, you were rich.
I was not rich.
Well, he's not like us. Okay?
I never liked that shit.
He's not like us.
That was like was like the preppy kids wore that shit, and that's.
See, I thought Hollister. I did not own Hollister or Abercrombie and Fitch.
When I met you, all you wore were collared tees.
Ralph
Lauren.
Lauren.
That's worse.
Lauren, Ralph Lauren.
You're getting worse.
Or Polo Ralph Lauren.
Ralph
and
Lauren.
that was it.
Way worse. Dude, this was poor people's Ralph Lauren and poor people's Calvin Klein.
Not even just that. Like in like middle school is when I found like quote unquote alternative music. So I would see those kids and like, I don't think this now. I would see like preppy people and I would like wish them death.
He wants you dead.
You know
dude.
what I mean?
He's
Yeah.
saying it to your face right now.
No, I get the vibe.
You know, like in middle school, you're just like, I hate these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
The way, I hate everything about them. I don't know, when you're an angsty teenager.
Dude, isn't it wild that hormones do that to you as a child? Like, you're
Yeah,
so,
bro.
like,
Well, I mean,
whatever, like, I wouldn't say whatever's good for you, you go against, but, like, I used to hate my sisters, and I never got to the point where I hated my parents.
I hated my cousins, bro. No, I mean, I loved them, but, like, I'd get home from school and they'd be in my room sometimes, and I would just be like, if you don't get the fuck out right now, bro, like, it's going down right now.
It's going down. Yeah, dude, it gets wild, but, like, when I grew up, I would say, like, early 20s, I, like, really grew a very healthy loving for my sisters. Like, I was like, why did I hate these people?
Yeah.
Like, what?
why were you
I
so
do
angry?
disagree with, like, one particular sister. Like, we're not as close as we should be.
Yeah.
But, like, we're just super different people. But it was, like, I hated them. Like,
Well, they were like your
Hated.
sisters, and they picked on you, and like that's
they
just
were
how
big as
family
fuck,
was.
too.
Though,
Yeah.
you
I say
know?
big
Like,
as fuck because I was a few years behind them, and they hit the
So they were
spurts.
so much older.
Dude, and they could fucking slug the
that's
shit out of you.
That's how it was with me and my older brother.
Like, how old are you now?
23.
Okay, like, for me personally, I feel like when you turn, this may be the same for you, when you turn, like, 25, you hit, like, this, there's, like, a flip that goes off.
Yeah.
And, like, your maturity level goes from, like, here to here. And I don't know why, but, like, I just remember when I hit, like, 25, so much stuff changed for me.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that flip.
I mean, I'm still an immature person. Don't get me wrong, but
Do
I
you
don't know.
do you feel that feeling of like you haven't become an adult yet?
oh yeah, dude.
Like when you were a kid, you looked at adults like, oh, those are different people.
Yeah.
100%.
But are you waiting for like that to happen? Like when it's like the fucking that movie, they're babies and they're like spies, but like whenever they turn 4, it's called like turning over or like switching sides or something.
Yeah.
It felt like that to me. I'm like, when do we switch sides? Like when does it
No,
happen?
it's like almost like I just got my first quote unquote big boy job, and I work in like cybersecurity is what my degree's in, like IT, cybersecurity, networking, and I have like imposter syndrome. You know what I mean? Where it's like, how on earth like did I get a salary job? Like Sunday they're flying me to South Florida for 2 weeks, and when you just think about stuff like that, it's like. This company, and I never had a job like that ever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, this company is paying me to basically go to South Florida. They're going to pay for me a hotel and, like, all this stuff. And I'm not saying that in a bragging way at all. It's just, like, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't sound bragging because I worked at the airport and they sent me to Atlanta for, like, I want to say 2 days or something like that. And that blew my mind because I was
feels
there.
like you're gonna pay for me to go.
Yeah. I was like, I don't have to pay for that.
Yeah.
And you pay me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what?
Exactly.
Yeah, and I was like, and Atlanta at the time was the furthest I've ever been away, and the biggest city I've ever been in.
I mean, Atlanta's pretty damn big.
Yeah, that's probably
Still
to this
the
day,
biggest.
Still one.
Still the biggest.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's crazy. What is like some of the craziest places you've been? Like musically, have you ever been to Los Angeles?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go.
Yeah, I've been to LA.
Sounds like a bitch thing to say.
2 times. Yeah, twice I've been to LA. I've been pretty much everywhere around the United States.
Nebraska?
Yeah, I've been in Nebraska.
See, no hill.
No, it's literally like
It's windmills, huh?
It's like you're looking out into the ocean, but it's just grass. I'm for real.
Yeah, the
Like,
only
it's
thing
flat.
in the way is the grass.
Yeah.
If there's no grass,
There's
you see
wind
ocean.
farms, and that's it, dude.
Yeah.
There's
You
a
see
gas
Texas
station.
way off in the distance.
There's a gas
but way
station.
too far.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest place ever. Straight up.
I like the 2 places I want to visit, and like this is before the big massive fall that just happened. But like I really wanted to go see everyone live at the Comedy Store. Mm-hmm. Like obviously that's kind of like how we've mirrored our logo.
Yeah.
Looks very similar to that. That's where we got our inspiration for the looks of it. But like when it was popping, and that was like 3 years ago, it was really booming.
Yeah.
It's kind of
And-
shifted now.
Yeah. Now it's like Austin is getting really big, or like
Austin's like the
Nashville.
Mecca.
Yeah.
Nashville's getting pretty big too. Like
When
Zanies.
I lived in I lived in Nashville about a year and a half. It was I lived across the street from Zanies.
Really?
I'm not kidding. My apartment, you looked outside and Zanies, like, if this couch is my apartment, that door was Zanies.
Holy fuck.
That's crazy, dude.
This was 2018, you said?
2018 to like mid-summer 2019, and then when I moved back to Pensacola.
Damn, so it's still cooking pretty good.
Oh, man,
And
yeah, it was
Zanies-
popping.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and Zanies is a nice fucking club.
yeah.
And like that's where, do you watch a lot of comedy?
I wouldn't say I'm a super fan, but there's definitely people I like, yes. Like, I pay attention to it, and I like the people I like, but I'm not, like, in the weeds knowing, like, the
Hardcore,
up-and-comers,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Not like that.
Dude, Nate Bargatze and Theo Vaughn both live there. Like, so jealous.
Yeah.
And they do their podcast out of there, Nateland.
Also, like, that place, that from what I haven't spent time in Nashville in a long time, like, because my cousins live in Franklin, which is like an hour outside of that or whatever.
We would go to Franklin sometimes.
And it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like more quaint, I guess, than Nashville. But all my homies go up to Nashville like every couple weeks. I have friends that are up there, and they like love it up there. Dude, they love Nashville.
I've been to,
and I want to go.
I've been in Tennessee and Kentucky. They're basically just like north-south Tennessee.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like
I've never been to
town,
an
but a little
ugly
different.
city in any of those
Yeah.
states. All of it is gorgeous, it seems like. It seems like such a hidden gem. So it makes you wonder, like, everywhere in
not so
America,
hidden
you
no
kind
more.
of have, kind of have, like, this, like, fear of a natural disaster. Like, here we have hurricanes.
Yeah.
Like, Nebraska just has, like,
Tornadoes or whatever.
yeah.
Crazy shit, like twisters.
Like, and then
Rainstorms.
California and them, they got Yellowstone, and they might fall the fuck
Earthquakes.
off
Yeah.
America
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
For sure.
So it's like, what does Nashville and Tennessee have? Or Tennessee and Kentucky have? Like, what are their things?
The only thing is tornadoes sometimes.
I mean,
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that tornado hit.
I mean,
what, 2
hurricanes
years
are
ago?
pretty hard to hit there, but sometimes they get bad tornadoes. One thing I'll say about Nashville is when I lived there, I trained at Nashville MMA, and that was like a culture shock to me almost. Like, the morning class would have like 10 to 15 black belts.
Yeah.
Like, it
I
was
went
that.
to-
I'm talking about, like, this is like a school, like 500 people went there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get crazy, dude. I went to Core, which is like Remedy's home location.
Yeah.
Dude, and I was a blue belt at the time, and I had taken like 2 months prior to that off.
You just got crushed.
Dude. Crush is an you were being
Smished.
very kind,
You got
sir.
smished.
Dude,
You need that, though.
I
That's what you
couldn't
get.
even
There's, like, levels.
I couldn't even wait till I got out of the building to cry.
Yeah.
Okay, I was crying
In the bathroom.
I was dude, I cried in the bathroom, and I was able to suck it up from the walk from the bathroom to the greeting desk, and they were watching a UFC event, and I was trying to say bye, like, hey, I appreciate you guys for letting me come in, and I was like, who's fighting? And like they were watching the fight, and they didn't even notice me, and I was like, that's fine, that's how that should have went. And I got to the car, I was driving, I was crying so hard, I was like in and out of lanes.
You were that defeated?
I was that defeated.
When was this?
Because the level is so high. But also, I had gained weight. I was off for like 2.5 months. That was my first day back.
2 months, I wouldn't say skill wise. You're gonna forget everything. It's more cardio.
Yeah,
like you got them dudes who training 5 days a week. They're gonna manhandle you. But I will say stuff like that is not always black and white. Like I could go to another gym and just maybe run some people into the ground, and they're not even better than me. It's just like, and it goes both ways. Maybe they haven't seen my style of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're doing shit, and they just have never trained it, which is good.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I think cross-training is really important. Yeah. Because that's how you see how good your jiu-jitsu is. Like, if you go to some other school and they have a whole other system, and you can still defend that and do your stuff, you're probably pretty decent at those techniques you do.
Yeah.
So, and it goes both ways. Like, if you go to another gym and you just get absolutely destroyed, like, I don't know, you just gotta be like, hey, there's another side of this I gotta learn. So
yeah,
cross training is super.
And the people I was being crushed by had been training for a super long time.
Oh yeah,
so it's like they grew up in the sport, and it was just like I found it when I was 26.
That's crazy. How old are you now?
I'm 31.
Okay, I started training like 2017, so I'm 27 now. I don't know the math, but like 22. 22, around 22 I started doing it.
Yeah, that's roughly when you found it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's kind of crazy when thinking about how long I've been doing it now. Like, you just don't think about it, but then when you do, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's wild.
Like, you found it when that kid found drumming, right? The
Who?
kid in high school?
Oh, yeah, he was, yeah.
Yeah, so you found jiu-jitsu when he found sticks.
When
y'all were both
different ages,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Off to the races.
Yeah, dude, it's definitely, it's been a journey. What made you, like, what led jiu-jitsu your way? Like, or what made you find jiu-jitsu? Like, what was it?
So, origin story of that is,
I got bit by a bat.
I did karate, like, in the seventh and 8th grade. And at the time, the instructor at the time, who's still a local black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu now, Pat Lang, and I think he's a second degree Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He trains out of Mobile, though, but Gracie Downtown, that's like his squad. It's not Alan Belcher that runs those guys. Who is it? Is it Alan Belcher they're under?
That runs downtown Pensacola?
No, Gracie Downtown. They're under someone, and I forget who it is. It might be Alan Belcher, but I could be wrong.
It's not Alan Belcher. I cannot remember his name.
Well, either way, that's like their squad. Like, they're all like Trey's under people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was in the 7th and 8th grade, and he started teaching us jiu-jitsu towards the end of my time there. And he got me into the UFC when I was like in the 7th grade. So I knew about jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. I didn't know about it, but I knew what it was since I was like 13. And, you know, when you go into high school, like, you're young, you get into different shit. So I quit jiu-jitsu from the 8th grade until I was about 21, 22 years old. And I'd still followed the UFC and stuff like that. And I was like, why don't I do that? Like, I loved it then, like, for the little while that I did it when he, like, was transitioning over. And my friend Max, who is a brown belt now, he lives in New York City now. He was like, oh, my friends Scott and Bobby run 10 Planet Mobile. Like, you should go there if you want to train. And I went there, and I trained all the way up in there until I moved to Nashville, really. So I moved around gyms a lot just because different shit happened. Like, I was living in Mobile. My house burned down, so I moved in with my wife.
Whoa, I remember that now.
Yeah, I moved in with who's now my wife, and then I was training at the academy, and then she had to go to Nashville for her medical residency, so then we moved to Nashville, and I trained there, and then I came back and went to Remedy when I came back from that.
Word.
Yeah. So I've been a lot of places, so I don't know. But that's good, I think. I don't know. I've got to meet and train with a lot of people, so.
Yeah, that's crazy. Jiu-jitsu definitely, it gets you in a weird way. Like, my origin story is very similar to yours. Like, I was actually outside working, like groundskeeper job, on my off time. Like, it was just, like, a guy I knew, and I was taking care of his property.
Yeah.
And one day I was just like, there's a fight coming up this Saturday. And I was like, dude, why don't I just fucking train?
Just do it, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty self-aware as far as, like, what I'm looking at, as self-aware as you can be without doing something like that. Like, you watch shows, but it's like, if you don't know how to play any instrument, you just know, like,
Well, you know what it is, but you don't know the
Yeah.
intricacies of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like, why don't I just fucking train? So I hit somebody up that I knew that used to train under Larry Downs.
Okay.
But it was like they did a lot of stand up,
Yeah, of course.
more so than jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to get into some sort of gym, period. Like I wanted to do
Just
striking.
like martial arts in general.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I like hit them up and they didn't have their number, and Larry had just closed down his Gulf Beach Highway location. So I guess he was doing it like privates then, and I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to afford that. So
Yeah.
I started looking around, and like Remedy was where I found.
Mm-hmm.
Like I found Remedy because somebody got me a Groupon for Remedy.
Hell yeah.
And it was like a good deal. I sat in there and like I was so intimidated by what I was watching because it was a wrestling practice. And this was like 3 or 4 locations ago. So it was like
in that small place, right?
yeah, the mats were not even fucking rollout mats. They were like wrestling squares.
Just put on the ground.
It looked like Pedigo.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
it looked like that.
Yeah.
Like PSF. It looked like
That's when the mat
cracking
came all the way to the front door, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like as soon as you walk in, you're getting on the mat. There was
Yeah.
no cage there or nothing.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like as soon as you walked in, you were like like you're fumbling onto the mat, right? And I was like, oh, this is intense. And Ricky, I think his name's Ricky. I could be super bad on that name, but it was the Pace High School wrestling coach was running the class that day. So
Yeah.
it wasn't even like their
Jiu-jitsu going on, really.
So I was watching it, and he was very hard.
Yeah, so you didn't know what the fuck.
So
you're
I was like, dude,
this is
what the
this
fuck is
Yeah.
jujitsu, dude? This
What
shit is
even
crazy.
is this?
So I was like, I left. I wasn't able to talk to anybody because Trey wasn't there that day. He was
Yeah.
working. And then I go to another gym. I was like, maybe I should just see what other places are there instead of going to my very first place. The next place I went to saw just money all over me.
Yeah.
And signed me up. And
Yeah.
I met really good people there. Like, that's where I met Sydney and
Yeah.
her family. And, I mean, a whole bunch of them, like Johnny and...
Yep.
Dude,
Thrasher.
countless people came. Yes,
Yeah.
a whole mess of people came from there to Trey's, but it was like, I don't know. I feel like when you're first initially trying out for jiu-jitsu, you should try a bunch of free trials.
Oh,
just to get a
I
vibe.
tell people that even if I train at a specific gym, I'm like, yeah, you can come here, but you should try everywhere because like
Yeah.
there is gonna be places where like
Is better
you're gonna
for
be
you,
like, oh,
or,
this is more my style.
Yeah.
yeah,
And I think that's very important. Like if you like longevity wise, like
yeah,
I don't know, it's crazy to me when people like quit jujitsu. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine at this point. Like I don't
it
know.
makes you feel. Well, this is also the case in like jiu-jitsu. Is like, are they quitting or now isn't a good time in their life? Like, not to like bash anybody, but Rocco was at Remedy forever.
That's the blue belt, right?
Yeah, and then I guess some family things happened and he just couldn't come. And I
Yeah.
guess he just recently started coming again.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you ever really quit? I mean, some people do walk away forever.
completely.
I think I'd
But-
go insane, dude.
Dude, I know. Especially if, like, with the sport growing so fast, like UFC, and if you are, like, genuinely interested in jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
if you're watching
Now
it,
is the
how do you not want to be on the mats? Yeah, dude, like, we haven't even gotten to ADCC and the trials and stuff. Like, the trials are blowing the fuck up. We're
Yeah.
going to ADCC this year.
Yep.
Are you?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
What?
Like, so
Bro,
many
we
people
got
we
a
know.
crew,
dude,
man.
like,
I
us,
know Rich is going, yeah.
Rich,
the Overbees,
Yeah,
like,
Derek and Casey
dude,
coming.
everybody's fucking
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
It's gonna be sick.
I mean, it's gonna be crazy. Like,
The biggest, literally, of all time.
Yeah.
oh yeah, I really. If there's anything that brings jujitsu from a spectator or to a spectator sport, it'll be this.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Because the production value,
oh
just
my
the
God,
trial, the West Coast trials
dude, it's gonna
that just
be-
happened,
Look like the fucking
Look-
WWE, bro.
dude,
Like,
crazy.
You know what I mean? Like,
Looked
It's
so
crazy.
and like in prior years, like obviously I've just recently come onto the sport in the grand scheme of things. Like I saw 2017 and 2019, like while I was actively in the sport.
yep,
Like from 2017 to 2019, I felt like was a huge jump.
huge.
Production went like
Yeah,
wise
for sure.
This is gonna be, I think, an
whole
even
nother
bigger
jump.
jump, which
Yeah.
is crazy.
This is gonna be a whole nother level, dude.
yeah.
Yeah,
Insane.
like
And because you got it was a longer wait because of COVID, so it's It's not typically on even years. It's typically
every 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's typically 17, 19. It should have been 21, 23. Yeah. Now it's going to be 22, 24, I guess. Yep. I think they're just going to keep going.
Yeah, they'll probably just keep, for the sake of it. But
so this will be a historic because it was so much more time.
Yeah.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu, like, I assume most people listen to this do jiu-jitsu, so they get it, but it's literally one of,
if
like...
they don't, they hate this episode.
Yeah. It's one of the coolest things ever. Like, I have such, like, that's, like, the second biggest part of my life. I mean, like, my life pretty much revolves around that, too, but, I don't know. It's just awesome.
How many people in hardcore have you gotten into jiu-jitsu?
I don't push anyone about that just because I don't care. But if anyone ever has any questions about it, I'm like, yeah, here's what you need to do. And I mean, if like I have friends in hardcore definitely who love jiu-jitsu, and like there's a couple friends who I didn't get them to start it, but they were like hit me up with interest, and they're both blue belts now, so they've been doing it a few years.
I feel like it goes hand in hand with hardcore because it's such a like bond type thing.
Yeah, I mean, it literally, I think people like either side. Well, I don't know, jiu-jitsu people like if you don't like that type of music, you're just never gonna like it. But like for like hardcore kids, like you get into jiu-jitsu and it like helps a lot of people. Like I don't know, a lot of people like have issues with like drugs, the law, whatever it is. Yeah, but I don't know, and they find jiu-jitsu and it's awesome. And like for me personally, like I do compete from time to time, but that's like not my main goal. I just truly just want to get like better. Like, I don't know. There's so much to learn. It's just fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, that's all it is like life, which I said earlier, like life sucks a lot of times. Yeah. But that's like the one thing you can just go there, and it's like corny and cliche, but like you can just go there for like an hour and a half and it like doesn't matter. You know? You just like hanging
it's like
out
the
with
movies.
People.
You completely check out.
Yeah, you're just watching the movie.
Bro. You're
100%.
in the story, and then when you're over, and you're like, "Whoa, fuck, my car sucks."
Yeah.
Yeah,
I totally forgot about that.
Exactly. It
is weird. As soon as I step onto the mat or start class, bro, it's like fucking nothing else, bro.
Yeah.
It's wild how
I had a student ask me this morning about last night's class. She was like, "What do you think I could get better at?" And I was like, "Well, here's the thing.
Everything.
All of us could get better at everything.
At everything.
Even the thing you think I might be the best in the school at or whatever.
You always be better. And that's why jiu-jitsu is so cool. You will never know it all.
Yeah. There's never
you could have a billion years on this earth. It just wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
You
might be better than people, but you'll never be
You'll never be the quote. You'll never know it all. I'll put it that
that's
way.
what it is.
Like it's just impossible.
That's what I think that's what is enticing about it. Is it's so
it's a never ending
seductive in that way.
It's a never ending love for
and like you can never really get bored with it. Like I don't know, when I first started, I started at 10th Planet Gym, so we did a lot of leg locks. So like my like early blue belt game was like spamming leg locks, and I still like mess around with them, but like you get into other stuff. Like I've been really into floating passing a lot, and like there's always something new. It's like you can dedicate 5 years to this one position, literally. And I think that's another thing that's so cool about it. Like it's just never.
And
you can do anything whenever.
You dedicating that time could also push the sport itself
100%
in that area.
I mean, now you see like Nicky Rod has been pushing body lock passing like a mug recently, and you're starting to see that.
Look at J Rod, how he
jiu-jitsu is like on another level now. There's something interesting I heard someone bring up the other day, and it was like, do you think people like you think your average jiu-jitsu person would win in a street fight with the way that the game is played now?
Well,
you ever think about that?
What do you mean? Like the way the game is played now, what do you mean? Like
I mean self-defense.
No gi?
No, just in general. Like self-defense isn't, which I don't care about self-defense. Like I think jiu-jitsu is self-defense in a way.
Yeah.
But it's no emphasis, you know what I mean? Like there's so many people sitting guard and like shooting
I
for
see
leg
what you're
lock.
saying.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like the game is
like
just
a
so
jiu-jitsu person versus an average person.
Get into a
we would
street
fuck
fight,
them up.
Yeah. If I get into a street fight, I'm sitting down. Listen, I'm sitting down, bro. Oh, 100%.
You're gonna get kicked in the face so fucking hard.
That's what I did mean, though.
Straight up.
Like your average, like if there's just some bigger guy, you think your average, I'm talking about average, like your hobbyist could win in a street fight.
It really well. It
I know that's a hard question, but I was just thinking about that.
It depends on the school, I think.
Yeah.
It depends on what you've been taught.
And I was like, I guess he's right. I mean, like I said, I don't give a shit about self-defense. Like I don't do jiu-jitsu to win in a fight. Like if I got into a fight, I'd feel okay about protecting myself. Yeah. But that's not why I do it. I do it strictly for sport. Like it's a sport.
Like no disrespect to Derek or Casey, but if I saw them out and about and they shoved me the wrong way, I'm like, dude, I'm about to beat your little ass up.
Dude, did I?
And then
Good luck.
They fuck you up, bro.
Yeah, good luck.
Did I tell you about the night I went out with Casey? Did I tell you about this?
Y'all, I mean, you told me y'all
We
kissed,
went-
but that was it.
I mean, once or twice, but before I met up with him, right? He was at World of Beer, like hanging out or something.
Yeah.
And I texted him. I was like, "Hey, I'm about to get off work. Like, I'll come meet you." And he's like, "I'll come meet you in front of Global." I was like, "All right, work.
He's
Sounds
walking
good.
you for protection.
Sounds good." No. So I text him. I'm like, "Hey, I meet up with him." And I'm like, "Hey, man, I think my homies are at World of Beer." And he was like, "Yeah, we're not gonna be able to go there." I was like, "What happened?" And he was like, "I might have gotten into a little tussle." And I was like, "What?"
That night?
What? Literally 30 minutes before he saw me. I was like, "What happened?" And he was like, "I went and sat at the bar, and there was this fucking big dude sitting next to me, and he was like freaking out because I stole his seat, even though he was sitting in a seat." And I was like, "Okay, so what happened then?" And he was like, "Motherfucker came at me, and I put him in a guillotine, and I almost put him to sleep. And then I got thrown out of World of Beer." I was like, "What the fuck?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like,
Respect.
I was like, "Respect, dog." I was like, "How big was he?" He was like, "Oh, he was like 6'2". I was like, "Okay, so he was really 5'6". Gotcha. But
Have you rolled with Casey and Derek?
Oh, Derek. Yeah, I roll Derek pretty much every time. I love rolling Derek.
Hey, next time you roll with Casey, just call him Low Keychain.
yeah, low key time.
This is going to sound so bad. I don't know if I know who Casey is.
Really?
I don't.
He
looks like Derek, but
he's
if
been out of
Derek
town for the past
shaved-
month.
Okay, well
He's been out
then
of town for the past month.
I've probably
Yeah.
met him, but he hasn't been there
Yeah.
recently when I've been in class.
Yeah,
Okay.
he hasn't been there.
He's
in a
cool.
while.
He's
That's
cool.
Derek's brother.
Yeah.
Is he taller?
I do.
He-
Are any of them taller?
Look
I
at
don't know.
Derek.
They're both short.
Yeah, just cut Derek's hair and
That's it.
beard, and you
Put
got
a little
Casey.
bit of highlighter in it,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
like
A little blonde
stick
at the
on
tip.
tattoos.
Yeah,
Wait,
he's got
Maybe
thigh
like
tats.
weird
Oh, no.
cologne and
He's
like.
got thigh tats for
Where
sure.
does he train at normally? At Derek's
Yeah.
spot? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of that Dylan dude from Gulf Shores.
Oh,
I don't know if I know who Derek is.
no,
then.
you're talking about Dylan Chastain.
The crazy leg locker guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
like Jordan Park.
Yeah, I know Jordan. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've known Jordan for a while. I've met the other guy. I just
Sure, you
remember.
know Casey. Or
He's
seen
like
Casey.
Jordan but less cute. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about Casey.
Is he a blue belt?
Casey?
Yeah.
Casey is. I
think he's a white belt still.
How long has he been training?
I don't know that.
I'll
one.
show you a picture of him.
Yeah, he
Oh,
looks
baby
like
boy.
if he came out on SoundCloud, his rap name would be Lil Keychain.
Low key chain.
Keychain.
That's
Lil
it. I mean, that's
Keychain.
Oh yeah, I've seen him.
Yeah,
okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you probably overlooked him a lot. I mean, he's a little guy.
I mean, he's easy to. I'm.
Barely hard to see him.
No, I've definitely seen him though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah.
Oh, baby boy, low keychain.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's been gone for a while, so he hasn't been up in the gym.
The last thing I really wanted to ask you before we got out of here is, in my history of like knowing all the people I know in hardcore, and in general, like in the music industry, I've heard like the term straight edge a lot,
Yeah.
and I've heard it like defined wildly different ways.
Yeah.
Aren't you straight edge?
Yeah.
And what does that mean to you? Because I think it's like music. There is no definite.
Yeah.
Like it's like, it would be more like religion. Like, you believe in God? Yeah, I believe in God. Well, what God do you believe in?
Yeah.
Because it depends. Yeah. So what is straight edge in your opinion, and what is like what you believe?
I mean, straight edge to me and all of my friends is very like black and white, like clear cut what it is. Like, and for the people listening to this, like I said, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is wrong with this dude?" But like, I don't know, like,
Should I tell you mine first?
yeah,
Just-
go
okay,
ahead,
so
yeah.
when I was growing up, I've heard it be they're vegan, they're no alcohol, no sex before marriage. What was the other one I told you?
No drugs.
No drugs. And then I think there was like a fifth one, but like that was the overriding. Like if you're straight edge, you're at least 2 of those 5.
Yeah.
Pretty hard, and drugs and alcohol are typically the 2.
Yeah, so you just don't drink, you don't smoke, you don't do drugs. Like I've been vegan 7 years. That's not a part of it. Like
Word.
that's just there are a lot of vegan people who are straight edge. Like
Yeah.
that definitely is like a subculture within the subculture of hardcore for sure. And I mean that's why not why I became vegan, but that's why I became like aware of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But I've been straight edge since I was like 15. I don't, like I said, that'd be like a whole podcast trying to explain that to people who have no idea what it is. But when I was younger, I just thought it was like lame in middle school, like people like drinking and stuff. Like I was like, you guys are fucking whack. Like I never want to do that, and I never have. And I'm 27 now, so just I don't know. Like it's so hard to explain to people. Like, and it sounds so weird. Like it's so beyond people's grasp, and I kind of understand that. Like if you're just like a normal ass person, but like all my like 3 of the bands I'm in, 4 are straight edge bands.
Like, you said 3 of the bands I'm in, 4 of them are straight edge.
Four of them. No, I think they actually all are. Every single one of them.
You're like more of the bands I'm in than not.
Than they are.
Yeah, but and that's like I said, it's so hard for people to like grasp. But like all my like closest friends are straight edge. Like if any of them quote unquote broke edge, which is a thing, like it would definitely like bum me. I wouldn't hate them, but it'd be like, come on, that's fucking whack. You know what I mean? Like
I see you guys like roast each other and like say aggressive things online towards you, but I can see how that can be misconstrued from like an outside point of view. But I'm like, you're talking about friends talking about friends.
Yeah, and I
we say some pretty aggressive things towards each other
for sure. And I do that stuff online because I want to be like, I think it's funny. Like
I'm saying from an outside point of view, I respect it and I appreciate it because like not a lot of people get that kind of humor. You know.
Yeah. But as far as being straight edge, I don't know. It's just it is what it is. I don't know. I mean, like I said, just people. Like I said, people know about it. They're like, oh, that dude's straight edge. He doesn't smoke cigarettes. Like, yeah, I just don't do anything. That's as simple as that. Yeah. The sex before marriage thing. That's like. No one does that shit, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
you're like, come on, nerd.
I was having sex before marriage. You know what I mean? Like, but the first, it came from the band Minor Threat. They had a song called Straight Edge, and the lyrics was, "I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't fuck." That was the lyrics. So that's like what.
That's where it initially came from. Like just fucking. That's where it started.
Yeah, Minor Threat wrote a song called Straight Edge, and it was
what year was that? Do you know?
This is the
like
79.
79.
I could be. I don't quote me on that. I think 79 though.
Wow. I had no idea that's where it came. Like originally came.
No, that's literally he wrote a song called Straight Edge.
Huh. I will tell you this. That when I was in like, I wouldn't say I was ever in the scene. I mean, I went to a lot of fucking shows.
Yeah, I mean, I saw you at shows when I was like 15 years old. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
We were young, right?
Yeah, very young.
But I would never say I was like in the scene because I don't even know what that consists of. Like, I just didn't do what other people. I was very like antisocial. I mean, I knew a lot of people and I was social with the people I was social with.
You just like the music, yeah,
right?
I mean, yeah.
But I would say that like when I was around certain people and people do get like at least the people I was around would get the vibe about like hardcore people. Some of them were elitists. It felt like. I never got that vibe from you or like the people you hang with. Can you talk to them?
Yeah.
They're like awfully early. But like I want that like vibe to go away. Like I mean there are definitely elitist people where they're like super snobby and like they don't want you near the music.
Hardcore is high school.
Yeah.
Like that's the mentality. And I mean I try not to have I definitely hate on shit. Like not like publicly because I think that's like whack. Like everyone's the same. Like that's what you have a group chat for. Just like talk shit with your friends. Like you don't need to like roast someone publicly. In my opinion, Jiu-Jitsu is the same way. Like you definitely see Jiu-Jitsu guys, and you're like, that dude's whack. Like there's people at Remedy I think are whack as fuck. I don't. You know what I mean? That's just me being real. I would never say that. You know what I mean? To them, and that's not me like, oh, you're like a pussy or whatever. It's just like it doesn't matter. Like that's just my opinion. It doesn't. I don't know. Someone rubs you the wrong way, like. Unless they do something really crazy, I just think it's whack when you like air it out in public. Yeah. Because most of the time it's just opinion. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
And like the world is so fucking big, you can just avoid them.
Yeah, exactly.
You can just not be in their life.
You just get to a certain age, you're just like, I don't want to have issues with anyone unless like if someone's talking shit on my wife or my friends. Yeah. Or something. That's a different story. But just like every day-to-day stuff, it's like just ignore them. Like let them be, you do your thing or whatever. But no, hardcore can very much be like high school. Like, and I try to have an open mind. Like, there's definitely bands I don't like and shit like that. But I don't know. Like, just let people have. Like, I think it's dumb for you to try to dictate what is good. Yeah. Like, if someone likes something, just let them like it. Like, I can think it's whack. I can talk shit with my friends, but like, don't bully them. Like,
because they like something you don't.
Yeah, like. Exactly. Like that doesn't do anything for hardcore music. Like. or just that's in every aspect of life. Like it literally is like if you don't have anything nice to say, just like unless someone is doing something to you personally, I just leave it. You know,
I mean,
whatever.
Unless it's about Nicolas Cage, and we can all agree.
Dude, Nicolas Cage is the man.
All right. Well, this has been the end of the podcast. I just want to thank you guys for tuning in.
Wait a minute.
Is there anything you want to plug before you get out of here?
Nicolas Cage, bro.
There
Get
it
the
is,
fuck
baby.
out of here. Pull his mic.
What is the fucking...
We're not doing his mic.
Dude, everybody watch Nicolas Cage's new movie.
Dude,
it's dropping
honestly,
next month, I believe.
I like some old Nicolas Cage.
Bro, he's fire.
not this
plug
shit now.
something. If you want to follow the record label, if you're interested in that at all, it's just at From Within Records on Instagram. That's all I have is an Instagram, no Twitter or anything. So,
And your podcast.
yeah, and you can find a link to that in the bio at the Instagram, or you can just look on Spotify. It's just From Within Podcast. So
We'll tag all that when we drop this episode, so you should have already seen it on Instagram on ours as well. Like if you don't get to his first,
yeah.
Is there any albums or anything coming up soon? Anything you're dropping musically?
Yeah, I'm doing a record for this band called Envision. I couldn't explain it to you if I wanted to. It's awesome though.
Yeah,
I'll say that. Yeah.
When does that go?
That's gonna be out in the next probably 3 weeks.
Word.
Dude, we didn't even get to
weeks?
talk about like printing or anything like that when any of that kind of stuff.
I mean, that's a whole thing.
I know.
Dude, hey,
it's
we
a
can
whole-
always have you back on.
Yeah, I mean, I would
if you
love
had
to.
a
This
good
was-
time, dude,
No, this was
have
fun.
people
I would
back
love
on.
to. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
Thank you guys.
Well, good shit. Well, dude, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. We appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. We're getting the fuck up out of here. We love you. Yee!